With JetBrains Space, you get a full solution to power your game development process. It comes with Git hosting, issue tracking, code reviews, documents, file storage, an integrated chat tool, and more. You can use it in the cloud or self-host Space on your own server. Let's look at a typical workflow. Here's the dashboard of one of my projects called Tower Defense. It shows you a lot of things. On the left-hand side, there are several sections you can see, one for each module in Space. We will look at some of them as we go, but for now, let's look at the unresolved issues in this project. Here's a list of issues. Issues can be general development tasks, feature requests, bugs, design tasks, anything really. Clicking an issue opens the details for it. Issues can also be added to a board where you can easily plan your work. For this issue here, I will assign myself and then drag it to the In Progress column. Now let's see what I signed myself up for. Make levels accessible only when previous levels completed. Looks like I may need some designer help here. Lauren is one of our external designers that we work with, so I will ask her directly in the issue here. What is nice is that this question becomes part of the issue, but it feels like a chat. As I mentioned, Lauren is an external designer we work with. She can get access to Space as well, which makes communication and working together so much easier. She can see my message in chat and respond to it from there. Over on my side, I would then again see the replies directly in the issue. Chats can have attachments like files or images, and those will also be added to the original issue. So whenever someone on the team checks the issue later on, they will also see the design Lauren just attached to it. Sometimes it may be easier to work in documents, for example to write some comments or share images or things like that. The good news is that Space supports those too. You don't have to send Word documents via email. Depending on privileges in the project, every team member can search, view or edit documents directly in Space. A design document could contain the UI mockup Lauren just created, or there can be documents with initial level design sketches, meeting notes, whatever you want to put there. Back on my side, I will first thank Lauren for the quick turnaround and then see if I can get to work on implementing this game feature in code. Space comes with a built-in Git repository with LFS support, so it has no issues with large binary files like textures and so on. I've already cloned the Git repository to my machine, so let's do some actual coding now. I have the game on my machine already, so I can open it in the Unity editor. I will switch to play mode so we can see what the task is all about. If we go into the level select menu, you will see that I can just start playing every level. What we really want is to disable and gray out the next level unless the previous level was completed with at least 1 star. I'm very familiar with the codebase of course, so I know where to go. So I'm going to search for level select and then open the level select screen asset in the code editor. If you're not familiar with the editor you see here, this is JetBrains Rider. Rider is a fast and powerful C# editor for Unity and Unreal Engine that runs on Windows, Mac and Linux. It's pretty brilliant, and if you haven't, I would really encourage you to go check it out. Now let's look at some code. The start method sets up the list of levels in a simple for loop, and that's where I really want to add some logic. Let's look at some code. The start method here sets up the list of levels in a simple for loop, and that's where I want to add some logic. After adding a button, let's add a condition that checks if we have a game manager instance, and if we do, it should check whether the previous level stars are sufficient. If there are 0 stars, we will disable the button. I will also get the button's components to make sure that they don't animate first of all, and I will also set the alpha channel blending of the underlying image to add some more transparency and actually make it look like it's disabled. And I'm going to make one more edit here. I want to make sure that we have a previous button to work with, so let's skip the one with index 0 so we don't get an array out of bounds exception. From Rider, we can switch to play modes. Let's go to the Unity player and see if the code change that we did is actually working. Let's go into level select and voila, levels beyond level 2 are now grayed out. Achievement unlocked. Now let's switch back to Rider. We want to push the changes back to Space and then send them in for review. A good practice there is to work with feature branches where code changes are staged in a branch, reviewed and only then added to the actual codebase or the main branch. So what we'll do is we will create a branch, and I will give it the name of the issue number, but this can really be anything you and your team agree on. Next, I will add a description for this change. If you add the issue number in here, Space will pick up the link between the code and the issue, which is quite nice to find out later why a certain change was made. Now let's commit to Git and then push the changes back to Space. Alright, the changes are now in a branch, but they're not really part of the game yet. To make sure all of the changes are checked by at least one team member, we are going to make use of a merge request and a code review. Rider comes with a Space integration. From the sidebar, you can open the Code Reviews tool window and then create a new merge request from the toolbar. You can give the merge request a name, which could again be the name of the issue we are working on, and then assign reviewers. Now, I'm not going to click Create here. There are a few other things I want to show you, so let's jump back to Space and create a merge request from there instead. Back in Space, I still have the issue open. You will see that the commit we just made is linked as a code change, and we can create a merge request directly from here. The title of the merge request is now set to the issue title, and a description can optionally be added as well. You will see that Space has some automated checks that will run. We will explore those in a bit. For now, let's add header as a reviewer, create the merge request, and then, well, wait. We are waiting for a few things now. Header has gotten a notification and is requested to review, so we are waiting for her input. We're also waiting for those automated checks to run, which you can see on the right-hand side of the screen here. The automated checks are running on an external build server, which will report back to Space when everything compiles nicely. Meanwhile, we can see that Header added a comment about formatting the code a bit better. Each comment in a code review is a chat by itself, so you can create threaded discussions, add emoji reactions, and so on. The suggestion Header made is actually quite good, so I'm going to accept it and set the commit message. Back on the right-hand side, you will see some checks have already been completed, while some others are still running. This is a good opportunity to have a quick look at them. Some of the automated checks in my project run on TeamCity, which is a continuous integration server from JetBrains. I've created multiple build configurations, one for every target platform our game supports. So here you will see 3 configurations targeting desktops and an Android and iOS build for mobile. When a build completes, it reports the status back to Space. And over in Space you will see that these builds complete one by one, and when successful they will give an OK for the merge requests. This means that it's finally time to merge our new game feature into the codebase. Now, I'm going to show you something you may not immediately need, but it's definitely worth showing. So for this project, I've enabled Safe Merge with TeamCity. Safe Merge is a bit like a time machine. It runs a preview of what your main branch would look like after merging the change, and only continues with the actual merge if that preview has a green build with all tests succeeding, etc. This is especially useful when there's a lot of churn on your game's codebase, as it guarantees that the code in your main branch is always in a compilable and runnable shape. You can start a dry run to see the end result, or just trigger Safe Merge in one go. There's a couple more options here. You can pick how the merge should be done, update the commit message if you want to squash commits, for example, and then select to update the linked issue status. When all is set, start Safe Merge. In TeamCity, you will see Space triggers a special build for this Safe Merge. I personally like the dependencies diagram here because it shows you how dependent builds are run and visualizes the entire process from start to finish. Let's fast forward a little bit. When all builds are completed, you can browse the build artifacts. For every platform that our game supports, there will be a binary that can be downloaded and run, or published to a marketplace, for example. Meanwhile in Space, you will see that the merge succeeded and the changes we made are now in the main branch of our Git repository. We can confirm this by having a look at the Git repository and then go to the commits tab. You will see that our changes were merged and the issue for it is linked to the commit history, so we can now always find out why this change in code was made. Opening the issue shows the initial design discussion, related changes and code reviews. There are many more built-in modules in Space, with one that I really want to call out here, and that is package repositories. If you have a game server, for example, that runs on Docker, you can publish the image to a Docker registry in Space. Binaries for your game can go in a file repository, which is what you see here. Package and file repositories are private by default, but you can make them public. So if you want to share previews of your game and have people download them from your space directly, you can easily do so. So what else is there? Well, Space comes with built-in chats, a calendar, documents that you can use to collaborate, as well as additional apps you can install through the marketplace. And speaking of apps, you can also use Space from your Android or iOS devices. There's a free version of Space hosted by JetBrains that is ideal for smaller teams. And if you prefer hosting Space yourself and have your Git repository on your local network, give the on-premises version a try. I hope I managed to give you a good overview of some of the capabilities of JetBrains Space focused on game development. Check out our website for more information.